Have you ever found yourself lying in bed at night, staring into the stillness, feeling that quiet nudge to speak with God? The world is silent, the demands of the day are gone, and it is just you in the darkness. But a question often rises. Does it matter if I pray here without kneeling, without folded hands, without the structure I imagine prayer should have? This question touches a deeper reality about how God listens, how prayer works, and how the Bible invites us to meet Him, not only in temples or sanctuaries, but in the quiet corners of ordinary life, even in bed. Let us explore what the Scriptures say, why posture is secondary to the heart, how the night carries unique spiritual meaning, and how prayer in bed can shape both our rest and our eternal perspective. Before we dive in, make sure to subscribe to the Mental Dose channel and join our Telegram community, where you'll get early access to new videos and practical insights on personal and spiritual growth. Now, let's get started. The Bible is clear: prayer begins in the heart, not in the posture. In 1 Samuel 16:7, God tells Samuel that He does not see as man sees. People look at appearances, but God looks at the heart. This means that before your knees bend or your hands clasp, God has already examined the sincerity of your spirit. Throughout Scripture, we find countless examples of God meeting people wherever they were. Jonah prayed from the belly of a fish, Jonah 2. Daniel prayed in exile in Babylon, Daniel 6. Paul prayed from a prison cell, Acts 16. None of these prayers happened in ideal conditions, but all of them reached heaven. This truth breaks the fear that prayer in bed is somehow second-rate. If your heart is reaching for God, He is already listening. The thief on the cross had no chance to kneel, lift hands, or find a sacred space. Yet in his final breath he turned to Jesus, and Jesus answered, "Today you will be with me in paradise." Luke 23:43. That single act of surrender proved that the heart always outweighs the setting. So when you lie in bed, whispering your fears, confessing your failures, or thanking God for the day, you are not giving Him less. You're giving Him what He desires most, honesty and humility. Yet the fact that these prayers happen in bed carries a particular depth. The night has always been a spiritual stage in the Bible. In Psalm 63:6, David wrote, "On my bed I remember you. I think of you through the watches of the night." The quiet of night strips away distractions, leaving only the soul exposed before God. Jesus Himself often prayed through the night. In Luke 6:12, He spent the whole night in prayer before choosing the 12 disciples. His most agonizing moment in Gethsemane happened at night, where He poured out His soul in surrender. And in Acts 16, Paul and Silas prayed and sang hymns at midnight, and the prison foundations shook. Night prayer carries both intimacy and warfare. It is intimacy because in those hours your prayer can be raw, unpolished, free from the masks you wear in daylight. You can speak to God as a child to a father. It is warfare because darkness often symbolizes struggle, the fears that surface, the anxieties that whisper, the unseen battles over the soul. To pray in bed is to take your rest and transform it into a shield of faith. Psalm 91 reminds us of God's protection against the terror of the night. To close the day in prayer is not just to fall asleep, but to entrust your mind and spirit to God's covering. And this raises an important truth. Your final words at night matter. They shape the condition of your soul as you rest. They can turn your bedroom into a sanctuary where heaven and earth meet in silence. But if prayer in bed carries so much meaning, why do many of us delay it? The bed is a place of comfort, and comfort can easily blur into spiritual laziness. Proverbs 6 warns of the danger of slumber leading to poverty, not only material but spiritual. Comfort can convince us that tomorrow is always available, that we can pray later, that God will wait. Yet Scripture insists, tomorrow is not promised. Do not boast about tomorrow, for you do not know what a day may bring. Proverbs 27:1. This is why prayer in bed is not a secondary act, but a decisive one. When your heart feels the nudge to speak with God, that moment may be divinely appointed. Nehemiah prayed immediately before responding to the king, Nehemiah 2:4. The thief on the cross prayed immediately in his final breath. Urgent prayer is often the most powerful because it is born of necessity, not ritual. Before we go on, if this video is helping you see things more clearly, consider sharing it with someone who needs it. And if you'd like to support this kind of thoughtful content, you can click the thanks button below. Your support truly helps. Now let's continue. The bed can either become a place of drift or a place of decision. If you surrender to apathy, prayer fades into vague intentions. But if you resist delay and pray immediately, you transform that place of comfort into holy ground. The difference lies not in the softness of the pillow, but in the urgency of the soul. Finally, prayer in bed is not only about urgency and warfare, it is also about learning to rest in God's presence. David declares in Psalm 4:8, "In peace I will lie down and sleep, for you alone, Lord, make me dwell in safety." This rest is not simply physical, it is the peace of knowing that God carries what you cannot. When you end your day in prayer, you are laying down not only your body, but also your burdens. The worries of tomorrow, the regrets of the past, the unanswered questions, you place them in the hands of the one who neither slumbers nor sleeps. Psalm 121:4. Jesus' invitation in Matthew 11:28 becomes personal. "Come to me, all you who are weary and burdened, and I will give you rest." Prayer in bed then becomes more than words. It becomes surrender. It shapes your sleep into trust and your room into sanctuary. Over time, this rhythm of ending the day with God trains your soul to seek Him first in fear, in doubt, and in hope. So does it matter if you pray lying down? The Bible shows us that God is not bound by posture, setting, or ritual. He looks at the heart, and when that heart reaches for Him in the stillness of night, even from the comfort of bed, heaven bends low to listen. Your bed can be a place of drift, or it can be holy ground. It can be the stage of spiritual sleep, or the altar of spiritual encounter. The choice is always yours. Tonight, as you lie down, remember, prayer in bed is not less. It may be the prayer that carries your soul to peace, reshapes your tomorrow, or echoes in eternity. And the God who spoke the stars into being is listening for your whisper. If this message spoke to you, let us know in the comments how you approach prayer at night. And don't forget to subscribe to Mental Dose for more reflections that guide both your faith and your growth.